now return to the Klein Tuin Zoo for some zoo news. The zoo finally has access to Chainlink. Well, the zoo always had access to Chainlink, so now they're only able to install it so it stood vertically. How exactly was the zoo able to be open for the last 27 years with Chainlink that only stood upright? Well, it turns out they use wooden lattice panels to roof their cages and aviaries. When questioned about the integrity of the strategy, the zoo responded saying that most of the animals they removed too often, so there was no real concern of the animals escaping through the lattice pieces. These raccoons, for example, have not moved from their spot since 1927. Well, moving animals or not, this is no longer an issue since the zoo can make actual cages with chain link roofing, something the zoo has exploited with the creation of several new aviaries and cages at the end of the zoo, and I'm sure many more aviaries are on their way.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Klein Tuin Zoo. So yeah, I think this is episode 20, so yeah, we're getting quite far with the series, and we still got quite a ways to go. But I think since now it's episode 20, it's that time again for me to release the world download, the updated version. So yeah, check the description. You should be able to see the 1933 version of the map, and you can go explore for yourself. I think next episode we'll do a world tour. So if you missed any of the episodes, I can just walk through everything, explain the backstory behind everything, so you don't have to go watch all the old videos back again, although I wouldn't mind if you did go and watch the old videos. But yeah, so expect the world tour probably sometime within the next week, whenever I get time to record it. But anyway, yeah, this episode don't got too much new stuff to show, which isn't a bad thing since the last episode I had like an entire city to show you. But yeah, before I move on to showing you the new stuff, I'm going to show you some updated old stuff. And as you could see, I probably mentioned it in the intro, we got Chainlink pieces officially added into the game. So yeah, now I went through all my aviaries and replaced the lattice piece, this piece over here. This wooden lattice piece. This was like the closest thing we had to Chainlink for a long time. So I used these on all my aviaries, but not anymore. Now I have actual Chainlink. And yeah, so I went, as you can see here, with the aviary Lakoshi made us. Came in with the Chainlink pieces. The owl aviary over there. The only one I didn't change was the lemur aviary because, this kind of works as it is. It's like this metallic color. It's not like the lattice piece, but I might come in and change it in the future anyway, just so it looks better, and also because the piece count of this is a little high, just for a small aviary roof, so putting Chainlink pieces will definitely curb that piece count. So I think in the future I'll come and do that. Yeah, and another thing the 1.6 update lets us change is that beforehand, if I can find a peafowl, yes, a peahen. Yeah, before the update come, to keep them free roaming in this area, what I had to do was put some upside down elephant grass, and this stops the animals from walking on them because they have such a large hitbox that it acts as a wall. But what I can do now is that I don't need this anymore. I can just come in, boom, delete, no more elephant grass, and the peafowl. Now, as you can see, they can escape here. This is escapable points, but they won't escape because if you go into your settings, there's a lot more sandbox options. Go down to individual, I think it's animal settings. Let's see where I forgot where this is. Animal welfare, enable escapes. Yeah, so if you turn this off, animals cannot escape. So even if there's no fence at all, the animals should stay within the enclosure. So now you don't have to worry of doing this whole annoying eelgrass thing. But as soon as you turn escapes back on, obviously they're gonna bolt out. But yeah, for the sake of this map, escapes will be turned off. And just by the way, if you download the file the Steam Workshop file, make sure to have pretty much everything disabled, because I don't take in welfare into account, and leave all of these on, well, there's a good chance the animals will die, they will complain, and in the case of these p-file, they'll also escape. But anyway, that's all the general updates. As you know, the 1.6 update did come out with a special pack, an Africa pack, and obviously this being a historic South African zoo comes in very handy, especially as you can see over here. But yeah, I've put in African rhinos in this enclosure. So beforehand we had the Gemsbok here, but I took them out. I did initially build this enclosure with the intent of having rhinos. It was supposed to be a whole pachyderm row. So we got the elephants here, we got the hippo over here, and now we finally have the white rhinoceros over here, completing a whole pachyderm row theme. I did put tapirs in here, but like the week after I put the tapirs in, the Africa pack was announced. So I was like, okay, well, tapirs, you're immediately going out, but I'll save them for the future. Of course, the taxonomic term pachyderm doesn't apply anymore, because rhinos are perissodactyls, I believe, hippos are artiodactyls, and elephants are Afrotheria, so they're far related from each other. Before we had genetic testing, we couldn't really tell, we based it on morphology. But now that we have genetic testing, we can see that rhinos, tapirs, and horses are in the same group. Hippos, pigs, and other hoof stock, they're all in the one group, and the elephants are in a completely different order. Sorry, not order. Yes, order of Afrotheria from all these other ones, from the rhinos and hippos. But since this is the 1930s, and we don't have genetic testing yet, and we don't know any better, we put all our pachyderms together. Yeah, I'm really happy that I could finally get rhinos in here. I did have to, I put some logs up here, so it looks like the trees are a bit more protected now. The rhinos will probably topple those down. They'll probably take down this tree, maybe. I think because it's in the corner, it'll be safe. But yeah, also another thing I almost forgot to mention with 1.6 update, you can turn defecation off. So if you remember beforehand, this elephant exhibit used to be covered in poop. It still has quite a bit. Not quite a bit, but a little bit. And they produce way too much for the keepers to handle. So I just turned defecation off. And the place where it actually bothered me more, because here this enclosure is connected to the pathway, so the keepers do occasionally come and clean it up. Where it was a real big problem was this lion exhibit. As you can see, not all of it has decayed away, because I do believe the poop decays by itself, but with these lions and tigers, these aren't connected via any path, so the keepers can't come and clean up here. So there'd just be so much crap, as you can see, lying around here. But at least now it won't increase, because I can turn defecation off. In the future, I do want to turn it back on, just to have a proper functioning zoo, but that's once I have all my enclosures connected via pathways. But now I don't really... I like having this thing on this exhibit, being on this grassy pavilion, and having a path there I think would ruin it, so... But now this enclosure is not connected to the rest of the zoo, which means the keepers can't come in to clean. So, turning poop off for the time being. And another thing is that I made a whole bunch of ducks, swans, and geese. This was actually before I made this whole city, before we were able to add new species into the game, actually. So yeah, I made these, I remade some of my old models and made a whole bunch of new waterfowl out of the gutter cap, so now they're a lot more realistically proportioned, and yeah, they look a whole lot better. So as you can see, I put a whole bunch here, replaced some of our old ducks. So we have these Cape teals, I believe, red bill teals, my bad, and black-neck swans. And of course have the peacock that came into this one, and the other one has some peahens. And in this enclosure we have some Muscovy ducks and some swan geese. Oh, this should say swan goose. That's my bad, I'll fix that up later. Yeah, got them over here. The Muscovy ducks, they're domesticated, the domesticated type, so that's why they have these white splotches all over them. And in the last one we have our mute swan and our mallards, and peahens and peacock. Yeah, if we also go, I think, to the flamingo exhibit I made a few episodes back, I also replaced the geese there and some of the waterfowl. Yeah, if we come along here, you can see, replace this cage with Chainlink again. And it looks so much better for it. I'm so glad we finally got Chainlink. Same thing with our cat exhibit over here. Chainlink, and because this exhibit is curved, there is a little bit of overlap, but it's not so bad, I think. There's not much I can do about that anyways, so... yeah, love the Chainlink. But anyway, on to the new stuff. So, let's take the path like a normal person. Let me not fly over the polar bear exhibit. We have some new cages over here. So, if we look in our first cage, these are, well, I think these two actually, are based on cages that you'd see on pictures I found of in Johannesburg Zoo, so I'll throw that reference picture on screen now. But yeah, I think these were aviaries before, so I kept that theme. And this one, I don't remember if I based this one on an actual cage I saw, or I just went for something. I don't know, I made these a while ago. These are actually made before I made the city. Only just recently came in and put the chain link pieces and the details inside. But yeah, this one over here, we have the fennec foxes. We have one doing a handstand, as you can see. Are you okay, bud? Yep, he's fine. He's just doing some yoga. Yeah, this one can go into the ground. I don't know why, but yeah. To get this soil texture, by the way, I just use these flower beds because they have a nice underside. If I can just drag it out. Boom, flower bed. And just put some rocks in, and we got a bunch of fennec foxes, also from the Africa pack. And I use the tile piece to act as a little plaque on here, so this would probably say fennec fox. And if we come over here, this would say, probably, I think this is a Lady Amherst pheasant made by Druck, so one of his bird packs had these. I'll leave a link in the description, of course. Yeah, so the one of these plaques will talk about the pheasants. And there's probably some other small bird in here, maybe like a weaver or something. You can see I made some little bird houses. Simple, just took the log, took an arch shape, a full stop, colored it black so it looks like a hole, and put a little climbable log in there. And got a little log dangling from the ceiling. And then for the last aviary we have a green-winged macaw. This is also made by Druck. Also part of one of his bird packs, so yeah. Then if we come along here, we have cheetahs. So this is based on an exhibit a picture Nix found me actually. Nix is another member of the Planet Zoo community. He's also South African, and he's found quite a few reference pictures that I can use for the zoo, so I'm really grateful to him. So he found this picture of a cheetah exhibit from Pretoria Zoo. I'll throw the picture on screen now. And yeah, I recreated it here. So it's like this little barn with this cage on the outside, and yeah, we've got cheetahs. Oh, this one's got some scars on. That's yeah. I wish there's a way you could disable scarring. I know if you send them to the quarantine center before you send them to the zoo, they won't have scars, but that's too much effort, man. But yeah, inside isn't much. You can see it just put a wheelbarrow and some boxes, and of course the barn door. And yeah, that's the cheetah exhibit. It's not very special, but they can move around it fortunately, because they can traverse it quite a bit actually. If these were one of the bigger cats like the lion and tiger, I think there'd be a lot more traversable area problems. But fortunately it's just some cheetahs. And you can see it back here, I just did some rough planting, have it overgrown a bit to stop guests from coming back here. Right, and before I show you the final exhibit, I want to show you something that didn't make it into the zoo. So even though it's not going to be in the zoo in future updates or this update, I still put some time into it and I thought it came out nice, but it just didn't fit. So anyway, what we're looking at over here is another waterfowl exhibit. As you can see, this is an old iteration of the zoo while I was working on it when I had these cages over here before I moved them there. But anyway, I made this waterfowl exhibit based on one I saw. I think Pretoria used to have. I think Nick sent me a video from the British Pathé where you had this exhibit, and in one of the pools you had these little seal pups running around. I'll put a clip on screen now. But yeah, I really like that, so I was like, oh, I want to build that. So I built the whole thing, and because the water was being funny, what I actually did was to get water in here, I used this pool. Wait, that's not the pool. If I can select it, it's like, I think I got it. Yeah, as you can see, this one of the in-game pools. I forgot what it's called, and I can't select it. Yeah, the water pool. Obviously, the water pool. Yeah, so I put that in there just so I can get some water, and I was planning on having penguins and seals in here, but like I said, it just felt like it didn't feel like it fitted in here. So, because we already have a waterfowl exhibit over here, based on the one from the Grote Skier Zoo, and in this flamingo exhibit here, also kind of acts as a waterfowl exhibit, since we have flamingos, but we also have geese in here. And there's another pool over here with white-faced whistling ducks and our black storks. Yeah, so this just feels forced, and I don't think there's any spot in the zoo we can have it. Like, I mean, I even went and put some black swans and magpie goose and some of Brock's pelicans in here, but yeah, it came out alright. I'm not unhappy with the result, I just don't think it fits in anywhere. But I still wanted to show it off because I spent time on it. I thought it was pretty neat how they had just this. They took this little pool and had the seal pups in here. I think they're pups because in the video they look quite small. So I'm sure the zoo had a big exhibit for adult seals. I did see another picture of another seal exhibit which looked a lot bigger, and I did want to recreate it, but like I said again, there wasn't a spot for it currently, so in the future we'll see that. But anyway, if I didn't put this here and these cages moved, what actually went here? Well, that's this. Yeah, so I made a big old aviary to go here. So if we come along here from the cheetahs, as you can see, I did some more planting over here, and some plantings over here with some flowers and all that nice stuff. And we have this big old aviary. So this is based on a picture I found of an aviary that used to exist in the Pretoria Zoo. I'll throw that on screen now. And yeah, I'm not sure what it held actually, but I'm gonna guess that it held birds of prey. So that's what I put in this aviary. This actually isn't the first aviary I put here. I did have another aviary I built here, but there was a good chance that in the future whatever I put here will be demolished. And the aviary I built here, one, I liked it a lot, so I didn't want it to get demolished. So I'm saving it for the future, and also I thought it looked a lot better on top of this hill. So late in the future, once I start building the zoo out on that half of the estate, we will see that aviary again, but that's for the future. Now we have this aviary. And like I said before, we had birds of prey in here, so what I put in here is some golden eagles. These were made by Drak as well. Got like little elevated nesting boxes and dead trees and live trees, and bushes. Over here we have some Cape vultures which I made. I took apart one of my geese, I think, extended the neck, recolored it a little bit, and yeah, they work quite well as vultures, so I just put them in here. I might make a vulture pack. I'm not sure if people want that, then I can, but since ever since we're able to make new species in the game, like actual animals, and add them, no one's really been making these fake animals anymore. So I mean, if people want me to make an old world vulture pack, I might continue on those, but for now I have these Cape vultures, which which yeah, they do the job. Because I mean, we don't actually have any flighted birds in game yet, so even though we can make new species, you can't really make any birds, at least flighted birds like vultures or eagles or secretary birds, which is what's in the next cage. So these were made by Labor something, and yeah, I'll leave a link for these in the description as well. And these are really well done, so yeah, we have them here. We have one that's a bit agitated and another one that's just standing on a rock. Yeah, that's the aviary. And I think we come along the back here, we do have some staff access. Got some gates so the staff can get in. Simple. And I just realized I don't have doors on this side. I put the doors here, but I didn't put a door here. So I'll fix that up for the world download. That will be fixed. But yeah, that's I believe Klein Tuin Zoo 1933. So like I said, I'll do a world tour so you can see all of this if you want, or you can download the file and see all of it for yourself. So for the future of the zoo, I am going to expand along this entire estate. This will all eventually be zoo. But I need to come up with a new plan. So like when I did all of this, I did have some plan in mind. I think I'll probably show it to you at the end of the world tour, and you can see how much the plan has changed from what I initially wrote down, but it's still nice to have an idea of what you're gonna do. So yeah, I need to plan out the area. I do have some ideas, like I'm gonna expand up on this reptile section. The lion exhibit, the lions and tigers are gonna move, probably build a Pretoria style exhibit for them at the back here on this hill, and then this area will turn into pure backstage, I think. But yeah, the rest of it still need to plan everything out just so yeah, I know what to do for the future. But anyway, that is the current state of Klein Tuin Zoo. Thank you for watching the episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, if you wanna see any of this all for yourself, check the world download in the description, and then also check out the blueprints I used in the description. I'll have the individual blueprints I used in this map as well as my collection of blueprints. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!